Good morning and sliding in afternoon. Nana here, also known as Judy Allan, and yes, I am standing up demonstrator, and we are doing an alternative, the last alternative from the February paper pumpkin kit, because Sunday at 2 p.m. Zoe and I will be live to kit together. So we will be doing the new. It's a beautiful kit, so you're gonna have to wait and see at 2 o'clock p.m. this Sunday, right? And if you don't have the paper pumpkin kit, bring a kit that you do have and work along with us, and we'll be able to socialize and create with you together. All right. So with that, let's go down here. I'm going to show you what we're going to do today. We're casing again. We cased last week, and I had that example down. And then we're casing from my team member and friend, Debra Burtner. And we're going to show you how it provided me an opportunity for creativity because I don't have everything she has, right? And she doesn't have everything that I have. So sometimes we have to use the sleuth inside of us to decide what they did and what we're going to do, right? Because I didn't get a PDF tutorial. So there. So let's go down the hands and let's do this, right? It's Friday. It's the weekend. And I can get boiled crawfish today. So at the store because they're boiling crawfish. All right. So this is the case that we did last week from somebody from OnStage. And Burtner, this one here that I am going to hear, Debra Burtner, she did this one for OnStage too because Paper Pumpkin had a deal going on. If you brought in an alternative, you could put it on the board and they may choose yours to post on their site. So there you go. So the first thing that I did, because I didn't have a PDF tutorial, is I start analyzing it and see what I do have, all right? So I don't have this stamp set, this die cutting set that she has. It's a mini alphabet die cut. So I don't have that. So I'm going to show you how we're going to improvise. And then if you can look at this right here, I was trying to figure out where in the world did this paper come from that she used to do these letters. And it's like, I had an aha moment as I was digging through my box. She used the card base from the kit. All right. So that would be one that she used letters. I didn't because I didn't realize that at first. All right. I don't have this. And last week I used the last of these right here that I had. The other thing in analyzing what she did is see how this is going from from the top of the card to the bottom, right? That we're doing it just like standard. Well, in order to do that, she had to take an envelope to get this directional, to get this, because this is 4 inches wide and 5 1/4, all right? So our envelope will do that, okay? If you take this right here, our card base would be too wide. And you could lengthen it and shorten it or whatever, but then you would have a crease in the middle, right, where the card was actually scored so you could fold it. So I know that she used this instead of the card base, all right? Plus it's a little bit lighter than the other as well too. All right, so I'm not going to use the envelope because that won't work for me, okay? And I'll show you why. But she has definitely provided me an opportunity for creativity. So thank you, Debra. All right, I didn't realize all I didn't have. So I don't have this. I don't have this ribbon here, so we're going to use the ribbon in the box. I do have letters, but it's not these letters. So the letters I do have, and I'll show you what the difference is. So see how nice, and you can fit that all right there. Well, here's my letters. So I actually have the alphabet a la mode. So you can see, now this is blown up, right? But you can see my letters look nothing like her letters, right? Because she's got the mini set, I don't. So I just have these right here, the a la mode ones. So you can see they definitely look much taller. Let's see, let me get this in right order. All right. Okay, so I have thanks, but my letters are much bigger than hers. All right, so those are just some minor things. So I'm gonna create. So instead of casing hers exactly as it is, mine's most probably gonna look completely different because I got inspired, and that's what I want to do. I want to case hers, but I don't have what she has. All right, so let's see what I do have. All right, as I went through this here, I do have a card, right? A basic card base that I have. I definitely have the background. It looks like she used Mossy Meadow. So I do have that. So my card, because these letters are so tall, I cannot get the word thanks down. So my word thanks is going to have to go across. Okay, so that's one of the changes I have to make to begin with. And the fact that I'm going to use a card base from the kit to do it. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and get my word thanks on here. I can do it. Let's go ahead and do this. It's Friday. I have been creating Easter cards like crazy. If you've been following my lives, I've got them posted. Now keep in mind, Facebook only is now holding on to videos for 30 days, but all of my videos are posted out there on Facebook, I mean on YouTube, all right? So you can definitely get it there. All right, so let's go ahead and get this down. This will get it out of the way for me. All right, so we're just going to center that right there. And mine's going to be a booklet, all right? Mine's going to be a booklet card, and you're going to get to find out what a booklet card is. All right, so I'm just going to sort of space these. I think the word, the A and the N are going to be in the middle. And then I've got the K and the S. Now, I could take a Stampin' Blend and sprinkle those, but I didn't. And that wasn't my game plan. In fact, until I enlarged it, when I printed that out on my phone, I didn't see the speckles on the letters, right? All that glue. So that was something, that was a surprise. That would be crazy. That would be fun just to sort of do the things like that, but I'm actually going to space mine out. So I'm just going to do them like this, and I'm going to most probably have to clean that up. And I've got an eraser. So there's this eraser. If you've never seen it, there's an adhesive eraser that you can erase whatever you do, whatever glue, whatever you want, right? It's definitely to get rid of adhesive. So that's what you can do. All right, so let me get the word thanks on here. So you can see already mine is shaving up. So Debra pops on here. I'll give her my apologies and congratulate her on, she's got so many other things that I don't have, or I've already used mine. I'm not sure which. All right. So I'm going to put something on that, right? Because this thing just, it's going to want, these are super thin. These are thin compared to hers, right? So these look like they've been on a strict diet. Hers looks like they're nice and fed properly. Mine look like they are on the inside. They've been hungry for a long time. So we're just going to get these down, right? I'm using glue. There is a thinner glue tip that we have. I didn't bring it because I really personally didn't think of it. You can also put this on adhesive, and I didn't do that either, on an adhesive sheet. I'll just go old school here with glue. Oh, you know what? I was fixing to mess up my end. Alright. Not a problem. At least I caught that. Otherwise, I would have had another opportunity for creativity. So actually today, I'm not really looking for opportunities for creativity, right? I've got enough of that going on just trying to get Easter cards done. And if you didn't know, today's the day to begin for our early bird for the spring retreat. So that'll be, if you're not on our email list, you want to be on the email list because that'll be going out here in a little bit. And even if you just got on the email list today, it doesn't matter. We can still get it to you. Main thing is you got to be on the email list to get information, whether it's our classes, our calendar. So we'll be putting out a calendar, right, for the month of April. Okay, so like 1 minute, have glue coming out. Next minute, it's like, so I'm trying not to squeeze it too hard, right? Because of the fact that 1 minute I got it coming out, because it's pretty full. So it's like 1 minute it wants to gush out, next minute it's like, seriously. Okay. Yeah, I'm not looking for opportunities for creativity, so I have to keep on reminding myself I got enough to do as it is already. Alright, so I got Easter cards worked on, and then I also had, I gotta get those in the mail. Alright, so let's look at this label here. I don't have this label right here, right? I used them all up last week. So what I did is I went ahead and I just did 2 of these just to see which size I wanted, knowing these letters were so big. So this was one. This is just a regular rectangle die, right? That we used to cut out. So I have this one, and I also have this one. Alright, so what I'm planning on doing is I'm actually just going to stamp some of these right here. This is like the top of a flower for the chives, And I'm just going to use, so I think I'm going to use a smaller one. And it's just going to give me some extra color. If I decide I don't like it, I still have the other one. So this is in the kit, Petunia Pop. And I've just used very vanilla cardstock here is all I've done. Because I'd already done the letters, because I didn't realize how she had done hers. So I'm just going to stamp this in the middle, like this. And then I'm going to, you know, this would be good to do like this right here, just do a stamp off. See, it's just a little bit lighter color. Alright, so if you do that, I'm trying to think what else I have handy to do that. Got my little marker here to keep Zoe and I, their hands in the range, right, so you can see them. Alright, so I'm just going to stamp this right here for these colors. And then I'm just going to put it right up here. Now I can put it anywhere on. I was going to center it. I didn't center my letters, but I'm going to center this. Alright, I'm going to put it up on dimensionals. Because I don't have to, right? So if you don't want to center something, don't. It's your creation. You can do it any way you want. And whoever you give it to is going to be so impressed that you actually went out of your way to make something for them. Alright? So as I do this right now, I'm getting this on here. When we go to the inside of the card, I'm going to have to stamp the stuff first before I do this. And you'll see why in just a moment when I show you. Okay? Because this is just the outside of the card. Put this right here, and I can easily put a bow under here. Okay? Now, what I may end up doing, because some person may not realize that this is, right, flowers to you sit there and chives. I might stamp some chives in here. I'll have to think on that one in just a moment. Ribbon will be pretty then. Okay, so when I open this up, I plan on decorating mine on the inside here. Okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put this up here right now. And then we're going to start working on that booklet part of the card here. And what inspired me is I have a son. Well, I have 3 sons. But my youngest son, for my birthday, gave me a card that it was a booklet. It had 6 pages in the booklet. Ours is only going to have 3. But it's just cool and easy to do, right? If you just want to do something extra special. Alright, so here is my booklet. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to end up putting it right here. And it's just going to be anchored down here at the bottom. And I could put something behind it, but I didn't. So we're just going to leave it like this at the moment so that you can see what I'm talking about. We're going to have a booklet, and it's going to open as a booklet, right? So if you watch my Easter cards, it is something. It wasn't a booklet, it was a fun fold, but it sort of reminds you of the same concept, right? Okay, so let me set that aside because now we need to sort of build it. So I want to still keep all the stuff. So I still have these, and I could have flipped this over and stamped on this side, right? But I decided I really wanted to use these because the person I'm giving it to, the friends I'm going to give this to, is into gardening and herbs and so forth and all. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and put some here. So right, I have a booklet, so I could easily put pictures in here and do something with it. We're going to stamp. I'm going to get this on first, because everything we're going to stamp is going to be to the right. So I'm going to put basil on one. I'm not a basil person, but they are. And I'm looking to see what else I have here. I am definitely a chives person, because I grow those green onions. And we're going to sort of get this here first done, and then we're going to see if we want to continue on. But I'm thinking so, because I like mint too. So actually, right now, I have to plant, and it's ready to go outside. I've got some chocolate mint. If you have never had chocolate mint, it makes a nice tea. It makes it taste like chocolate mint, right? Like chocolate mint ice cream. And this one here is, I also have some apple mint and an orange mint. Those are the 3 I got the other day that I plan on getting planted. It just started raining, so I want to get there. All right, so see how it's shaping up? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take this here, and this one says, to a wonderful friend. So I already got thanks on the outside, right? And I got copper clay. Copper clay's retiring, but it was a brown I had handy that would go in here and match and look okay with the color scheme. And put right here, I'm going to put to a wonderful friend. And actually, this would be just pretty as a card by itself, right? I could do that, but that's not how I planned it. All right, then on this one, I'm going to stamp. Thanks for helping me. Thanks for helping me grow. I don't have to read it. It's easier to read if you ink it up first, right? Okay, so I'm going to say thanks for helping me grow. And you know, the thing is, it's almost like a journal, right? You could sit there and write something to them about each thing that you did. And then I put sending love. Should be lots of love, and I might just asterisk above it, but lots of love. All right, so see here. Okay. So we got this all stamped, and we have this all done here. So now I'm just going to take this and put that. Now this will still fit in a regular envelope, right? So I'm just going to have it where it butts up right there. And it still allows me some opportunities. I'm trying to see what I did, my leftover stuff here. So it's all right, everything that you do can be used. So actually, when you think about the card base here, this right here that I took, I had to size it down. I had to first cut it in half, right, to get half the card base. And then I had to turn around and size it to a 4 by 5 1/4. Because that's how you get it to show really nice on the inside there. So this is how this will look when my friend opens this up. I'll have thanks, and I am going to have to put some greenery there or something. I do have some bees. All right, then when she opens it up, it's going to say, thanks for helping me grow. And then it says, sending love. Now, the card that my son sent me had this layer, then it had another layer on the inside, and even had a smaller layer. So I'm not doing that today, but we are doing this one right here. And just see how easy that is. I can add wherever I want. I was looking to see if I had some scraps here. This is my leftover scraps when I trim the cards off, and I'm just going to use them, right? So this is so small, I'm gonna actually just add some glue. So Burtner, when you do get on, just to let you know, I might not have been able to case your card exactly because I didn't send a memo asking you what all you had in here. I was just going to use my sleuth here, skills, and figure it out. And bottom line, it didn't matter because I didn't have the stuff, right? All right, so I'm just going to sit there, put this here. Now, if you've been following me and watching me make all my Easter cards, you will see that there is one thing they all have in common besides being faith-based, and that is they have these stinking cute little tiny trinket beads. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to add some. So I'm going to have to leave some space now. I'm going to add some greenery here, right? So I'm just going to, let's space some out because these are just nice, bright, and fun. So just put them out somewhere here. And you know, there's nothing wrong. You can also put them on the inside of the card, all right? There's nothing wrong with that. So let's at least get these down. Let me hold. I'm trying to think what I have weight-wise. This has got weight to it. Yeah, that's not open yet. All right. So I just find it easier just to put a dab of glue. As small as a dab as I can, but enough to sit there and get it to stick and stay. I know one of you guys are going to tell me I should just use my pick tool. And I could. I didn't, but I could. Again, we're just going to do that there. It'll dry. Now, I have to tell you, last night I was making an Easter card for somebody. And I didn't realize I flipped my bee upside down. And I was trying to figure out why it looked so funny. Well, if you put the bee down upside down, for number one, it's not going to have all the designs on it. Like you see here, the 3D design, it'll just be flat. So there you go. All right. Today's a day that's going to rain. I already know that. Plant some more plants, but it's like, okay, everything's just sort of stuck to me. Oops. Okay, and you know what? We can also put some bees on the inside. But I have to let that dry just a moment there. I'm scared they're going to come off. We'll gently do it, okay? And hopefully that'll come off. And I'm just going to come on each one of these and put a bee down here. You know, you can say, well, that seems like a lot. Well, I do it because I can, right? I do it because I can. And then you saw how that bead just fell right there and fell into that spot. I think it's because I got glue on my hands. It's just sticking. Well, you know what? There's no reason why I can't do the same thing here. Right? Because when you got a special friend, right? They mean a lot to you. Now we do have other butterflies, but they're bigger. These are tiny. All right, so definitely I'll have to wait on this one because, yeah, it's just I got some glue on my fingers and it's just sticking to the glue I already used. All right. And I could have, but I already did down here. Now I might want to write a sentiment on each page. So really and truly, it's just how many bees do you want to put on here, right? And personally, for me, I'm going to be excited to hear from my friend about their excitement over the card and the fact that I literally took the time to put all these bees on here, right? Because they're gardeners. And the gardeners usually, just like me, I plant flowers with my stuff. I don't plant too many things with my garlic, because not too many things like my garlic. But doesn't mean that some things won't. Alright, they'll be amazed that I did all this. Okay, so very simple, right? So let's take a look at what we did here. We can add some more. So here what I was supposed to be casing, right? I didn't have these letters, so I had to come up with my own letters, and these letters would not fit on the side like she did hers, so I improvised. I didn't have any more of these because I used those all up already, so I improvised by making this. This, she used the envelope. She cut the envelope, but used it, which would go nicely in here. This, I didn't want to crease because I had to turn mine sideways. This wasn't going to be wide enough, so I used just the card base. And you can see that I used different letters. And I didn't have the greenery here either, so I just used the flowers in the kit. I'll have to come and add some little green at the bottom there. And I'll do that a little bit later and show you what that looks like. Alright, add the bumblebees, and I got to erase it. I got to a wonderful friend, so this is all from the kit, and this is the other half that I sliced up, right? This at the bottom is the little scrap piece I had left over when I sized this up here. That's what I got. I got like 1/4 of an inch that was left over when I cut it. And I just used my leftovers so that I could create my booklet. I got to a wonderful friend. Thanks for helping me grow. I've got chives. We can grow chives on, she grows chives, I grow green onions, multiplying green onions, and then sending love. I'm not sure if that's meant or not, but I do. So it's a great story for me. I would say thank you, sending love, and know that they're very special to me. So I hope you enjoyed that, right? Because it's all about creating, sharing, and giving. And I was looking for the one I did last week that I showed you earlier. Oh, here it is. I think I buried it. So this is the one I cased last week, and from OnStage. So sometimes when we case, right, maybe we don't get to case it because we don't have the items, or we can't even get close to it. Like I did this one last week, I could get close to it. This week, there was how much I could get close to, right? So we just improvise, and now we've just created something that's similar but different, right? So that got inspired, and I improvised because I didn't have the items that she had. So that's the key to it all, right? You do what you can do, and go from there, right? It's all about creating, sharing, and giving, right? So I already know who I'm going to give it to, and that's how I'm going to share. So I'm going to be sure to get my 3 cards out a week. I would challenge you to try to send out 3 cards a week, right? I don't usually do that, but I'll be making up for it with my Easter cards and the cards I'm sending right now. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I want to thank you for following us not only here on YouTube and supporting us, but also supporting us on Facebook as well as Instagram. And with that, be blessed. Have an amazing week. We're going to have rain here, so I know I'm going to do some more gardening to get that rain taken care of. And I'll be live on Sunday with Zoe. Be blessed. See you on Sunday, hopefully. If not, I'll be here next Friday with an alternative to the new paper pumpkin kit. All right. Have a good weekend. Bye.